What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. So this past Wednesday, WWE wasn't done. It seems like every time after WrestleMania, they make these major cuts, and this time it wasn't no different. Especially after we just came 2 weeks ago off the cuts of some NXT people, and when me and Prime was doing that podcast, we was just like, you know what, I respect those cuts. I understand those cuts, and some of the people had to go. This is real. Some of the people had to go, but yeah, this list baffles me. And I know a lot of you may say, well, I don't see why it may baffle you, whatever the case may be, but I'm like, no, I'll get into it of why this thing kind of baffles me. So WWE released, I'm gonna go down the list now, 6 wrestlers, which is Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, Murphy, Ruby Riot, and Santana Garrett. So honestly, I was like, I didn't even know that. It just didn't make sense to me. Santana Garrett, I figured that she was going to be on the chopping block when they was releasing the NXT people. They just ain't never really used Santana Garrett at all. But I'm telling you, when y'all guys heard this list, Q-Flow, I'll start with you. Did anybody that you heard, come as a shock?
Yeah, Aleister Black. Y'all just brought him back. Now y'all wanna accept release requests. Like, get the fuck out of here, yo.
Yeah, that one bothered me. Out of all of them, that one bothers me the most.
It wouldn't have been a shocker if they did it when he requested it. But it's the fact that y'all gave him this rollout, brought him out to start a program, and then let him go. What sense did that make? Braun Strowman. Now, here's the thing with Braun Strowman. Like, I get it. We're what we were talking about in the text messages. I get it. And when it comes to that, it makes sense. But it's like it's Braun. Like, he was still very active. So that it threw me for a loop. Ruby Riot. Y'all had no reason to fire her at all. Y'all had no reason to fire her. Like, I wish she had just quit, honestly, because she was just perfect talent being wasted.
I'll get into Ruby.
Who else was on that list?
Lana.
Santana. I don't know who she is. Who else? Lana. Yeah. I seen that coming a mile away. Honestly, I seen that coming a mile away. So I wasn't shocked with Lana. And then Santana. I don't know who that sweetheart is.
She hasn't really. She's only had like one match, if that.
Yeah,
and she was in the Royal Rumble this past year too.
I remember that.
She was a replacement.
Who was that? Yeah. Okay.
How about you, Prime?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just don't know why do they make cuts and they make $1 billion. I never understood why they make seasonal cuts. And they are like steady getting money. They just got paid from Peacock. They recently still coming off the Saudi deals and the Fox deals. Why do we need to make cuts? And but
especially when your roster spreads so thin.
But that's the thing though. They don't have a thin roster. They have a heavy roster. They just use the same people.
Fair.
So,
okay, that's fair.
To make you think that it's thin, because they done signed almost every 200 people on their roster. But when they use the same 10, it gets repetitive. They use Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for every show, and then they use Rhea and Charlotte. And then everybody else is just whenever we feel like it. So,
Right.
But anyways, about the releases though, I mean, some I agree with. Like Santana, obviously I liked her in the Indies and in Impact. She didn't really get her start. But Murphy was good, and y'all gave him a stupid character, and then just
I forgot Murphy. Yeah, y'all wasted him too, man.
Alistair literally just came back last week and started a feud. He didn't just come back; he came back and started a feud, and then they got rid of him. Braun, I don't really care. I didn't really care about his release, but I'm gonna just say now he knows what it feels like to be an independent wrestler since he hates them so much. But I remember that that whole thing. Do y'all remember that?
I do remember that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, if you could bring that quote up, so we can read it. Cause I'm gonna go down each and every one of them individually.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can bring it up, so okay. Well, I'm gonna start with which is whether people care or not. The biggest name to be surprised, Braun Strowman. So Braun Strowman was a bodybuilder who was found by Mark Henry, who was brought to the business, did the whole Wyatt family thing, was green as goose shit, and came in and had a good look. That's the look that Vince McMahon likes. And he couldn't wrestle. He had 2 left feet. And something happened, and that was in 2016. Then when he broke away from the Riot family, once so that whole, when Mick Foley was the commissioner of Raw, I want competition Foley, and he had the feud with Sami Zayn. He was a heel. He was getting in his stride. I thought he was going to probably be the new, more athletic Big Show, but then something happened. 2017, 2018. He got hot.
Paired him up with a fucking 10-year-old.
No. That's later. I'm talking about when he got hot. I'm talking about this is when Braun Strowman was, knocking over equipment cars and ambulance. He was like tipping them over, and they were trying to make him the heel.
When he did the kip up.
Exactly. They were trying to make him the heel against Roman Reigns, and everybody was like, "Screw that." we in the Braun Strowman right now. Remember, and that's when like the get these hands was really getting over. And every time he did a little roar thing like that, fans was into that shit. They really was, to the point where people was like, "Yo, I think you probably should abandon the Roman Reigns thing and put the strap on him because he was getting that, he was that hot." And remember when the whole feud of Roman Reigns, they tried to use Braun to get Roman over, and it just all went to Braun. All that attention, all that stuff that they went through, all the matches that they had, even when Roman was in the ambulance, he tipped the ambulance over, or then when Roman ran down the ambulance while he was in there and he still walked away from it. Like, Braun was over on them kind of things, and then all of a sudden, something happened. Then he goes from being hot, and y'all witnesses, like being hot, getting marquee matches with Roman or Cena or Lesnar, and then come WrestleMania time, they just threw him in the Battle Royal. They just threw him in the Battle Royal, and he wouldn't even win these Battle Royals. And then he'll go back to being a monster heel or face come WrestleMania time, when it's when it's time to get serious and really put somebody over. They put him in the Battle Royal, or they had him tag team with a 10-year-old, like you were saying, Q Flow. And that right there is like, okay, so it was too much stop and go with Braun Strowman. So then they shaved his head, and also he put this shirt on and these gloves on. I'm just like, this whole look don't look good. I don't understand this look. And they're trying to get Strowman to go for. Did the Smackdown thing, did the Raw thing, and then he came up, and then all of a sudden Braun Strowman, I would say in the past year and some change was made to look completely stupid. Because they put the Universal Championship on him, and the only reason why he did it because Roman went home because he didn't want to get sick. So he beats Goldberg. He has the feud with Bray Wyatt in the Swamp Fight, which was terrible. Then he comes back and loses the championship to when Roman comes back at SummerSlam, and he barely gets a shot back at that. And he even had a rivalry and a match with Shane McMahon. You was put in there with a McMahon. Everybody knows, anytime you've been put in there with a McMahon, if Vince has trust in there with him and his son, it's like, okay, we can see what's going on. Even though that storyline sucked. The storyline sucked. I mean, they had decent moments in the match, but that was it. And that was, I guess, his big claim to fame. But then he goes against and loses clean to Bobby, loses clean to Drew, loses clean to both of them in a triple threat matchup, and then this is what happens. He gets released. So, out of the biggest things, out of all the accomplishments that Braun Strowman has, it can be seen why that was the big shocker. But then, you know, during the pandemic, when Evil Uno put out a tweet about, you know, helping out indie wrestlers, because at that time, look, people, I understand we getting back out in the world, and I hate people talk about something, hey, we try to get back to normal. I was like, well, we wasn't really normal before this, but I understand, you know, try to get back to a place of comfort, and we can actually go to wrestling shows now. But there was a point where we was looking at like this is like, we don't even know when we're going to get back. And that really hurt the indie wrestling community. And so the indie wrestlers had to sit there and try to sell their products, sell themselves, because NWA Power shut down, Ring of Honor shut down, a lot of other indie spots shut down, and the only things left was AEW, WWE, and I don't know how, but Impact.
I'm telling you, Impact is loaded low key. Like they don't want to let people know, but they just somehow, some way.
Somehow they done struck oil somewhere. Dixie Carter's still feeding them money. I don't know how Impact is still existing, business wise. Like, I really truly do not know how Impact Wrestling is still existing. But then again, like I said, it could be something on the low. But anyway, Evil Uno made the comment about support your indie wrestlers, stuff like that. And Braun Strowman comes out with this tweet. Do you have the tweet? Do you want to read it?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, please read the tweet what Braun Strowman said.
I can't read it in his voice. I'm going to just read it regular. Here we go with more to somebody pay for my bill stuff. If you can't afford to pay your bills, maybe you should change profession. That's why I quit strongman. I love it, but I couldn't afford to live. So instead of making a GoFundMe or a Patreon, wanting someone else to take care of me, I went out and worked harder than I ever have in my life to get where I am. What happened to being accountable for your own actions? That's what he said.
Yeah, well,
and for anyone that goes and that says that's easy for you to say you're a WWE superstar. Just an FYE, 7 years ago, I moved to Florida with everything I owned in the Kia. So for $150 to my name when I started this.
So. His large ass was driving a Kia? Okay.
So, here's the thing, y'all. That tweet didn't age well at all.
No, not exactly.
That tweet, and then once again, you know, like, me personally, don't like kicking a man while he's down. Because, you know, we in here talking about releases, but people, these wrestlers got, and yes, they'll be all right down the line, but they got fired still. They lost a paycheck. And a lot of them got 90-day compete clauses where they got to wait till almost after the summer is done now. Especially when we just now getting the crowd back. So the summer's going to be a hotbed right now. And they can't work. So it's very disappointing. However, that comment is it's like, you look, the universe always comes back. And it come back and it hits you hard. Karma's a bitch. And all the things he was talking about them indie wrestlers now, he got to do the same thing. Yes, Braun Strowman can go anywhere off the name that he created or they helped create for him in WWE. But still. But now he has no job, but he felt as though the WWE machine was going to keep him around because he's Braun Strowman. And another reason why a lot of people think that he got released is because Braun was on like a 7-figure contract, which I think a lot of times these contracts that these guys wanted is biting them in the ass because, like FTR is saying about WWE, you can give me all the money you want to. There's no job security at WWE. It happened to Gallows and Anderson when they sat there and they signed that 5-year deal for all that money, and they got released with it, not even a year into the deal. And you giving all that money for what? Because you think there's no job security there. So Braun making over he's making over $1 million in his contract. Well, they probably looked at the books and said he ain't worth that much. Especially now, Braun ain't selling no merchandise like he was in 2017. Braun ain't over like he was back in 2017, 2018. Them days is done. And, it's their fault. But, so yeah, he has to bite that bullet. And, I mean, where y'all think he's going to end up? I mean, I don't automatically see him going AEW. If anything, for Braun, I could probably see him in, like, Impact.
I was about to say probably Impact.
What about you, Braun?
I think Braun actually, weirdly, I know it's gonna sound weird. I feel like Braun will go to
probably gonna mess around. Mark Henry gonna mess around and convince them to bring him over there.
I feel like he'll go to Lucha.
Lucha what?
Underground.
Is that coming back?
Yeah.
See, I ain't know that was. So they're doing season 5.
I don't know if they're doing season 5. I just know
with that type of with that quality, how they be shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He could capitalize off of that.
Yeah, seriously.
It could.
Throw somebody off a building, like for real.
Him and what's my man?
Mil Mortes?
Nah, whoever was the God, my man. He used to be at WWE too. Crap.
Who are you talking about?
Dude, I forgot the boy name, man.
You talking about Prince Puma? Are you there? Which is Ricochet?
No. That's Ricochet.
Yeah. Was it a big guy or a small guy?
He was a big dude.
Okay. Ezekiel Jackson.
Yeah. Him.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and Braun could do something cool on that type of platform.
Well, it depends.
Just because it's all cinematic, like. Yeah. So they don't really,
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is Ezekiel Jackson's dead in the Lucha Underground storyline.
They gonna bring him back.
I thought you meant real life. I was about to say.
Ain't the owner dead in Lucha?
You said who?
Isn't the owner dead in the storyline too?
No, because see, that was his brother.
Okay, so why can't that be Ezekiel Jackson?
We see it's kind of like this. Conan is dead too. We ain't seen Conan. Conan is in AEW, but I'll be like, he ain't going back. So I mean, it all depends. If they like trying to do a legit.
Does Conan die in every corporation he's in? Because he died in TNA too. Well, he didn't die. He got hit by a truck or something.
I don't know. Be having about it, Conan. Okay, I really don't. But I don't know where he's going to end up. He'll end up somewhere because he's Braun Strowman, but that's what it is. Now let's move on to the piss thing. Aleister Black, a.k.a. known as Tommy N in the Indies. When Aleister Black I enjoyed everything about Aleister Black, especially in NXT. The look, the character. As much as I love my Hall of Fame Booker T, I do not agree with him. Aleister Black had something original and had something on his own, and I enjoyed that. Everything about Aleister Black. I enjoyed the feuds he had. I enjoyed the whole thing with him and Velveteen Dream, which is one of Velveteen's best storyline, which he really helped get Velveteen Dream over. Like after that match, Velveteen Dream was on another level. After the match with Aleister Black. Then, of course, NXT champion. He was NXT champion, wasn't he, for a little bit? Yeah. And, of course, the rival with Andrade. He's had great matches, the street fight in Philly with Adam Cole. Then he comes to the main roster, and they just put him...
Whoa now.
What?
That was in NXT when they did that.
What?
They did that in NXT when they put him with Ricochet.
Oh, okay. And then they came to the main roster together like that.
Yeah, they fought for. I think they fought for didn't they fight for both titles? The different nights.
I think they did.
I remember they fought the Viking Raiders for the tag team titles, and then the next night they fought for the SmackDown tag titles at WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that one. Well, they had the whole Ricochet and Aleister Black thing going on. At first, I was like, I didn't want to be in the team because they're great individual guys, and they finally broke them apart. Aleister going to SmackDown, Ricochet staying on Raw, and that was it for Aleister Black. He had nothing going on. Vince ruined the interest with the whole creaking of the.
That's when you knew it was over. That's when you knew it was over.
That's why I knew it was over, and the whole thing with the pew pew pew. Well, Ricochet was like, "It's done. It's over. Ain't shit we can do about it. It's done." And he didn't have any meaningful feud on SmackDown. He did the whole Kevin Owens thing, and he had the whole eye patch thing going on for a while, and that went nowhere. So Aleister Black, he was like streaming live for like an hour on Twitch, talking about all this stuff.
He also got thrown off a building, by the way. So,
oh, yeah, that's right, him and Mysterio.
And then
Well, King Corbin,
they both got their eyes taken out as well. So
which just shows me that yes, y'all, Aleister Black doesn't have a job, but King Corbin still has a job.
yeah, he must got some pictures of Vince and Stephanie or something.
Look, he know where the bodies is at. King Corbin,
he must got footage of that Macho Man situation or something.
He must have, because he still has a job, but yeah, Aleister Black doesn't. For somebody that talented, does not have a job. Stupid. It's very stupid. Aleister Black goes on his wife's Twitch, and he talks about certain things. I don't have the transcript pulled up of everything he said verbatim. But I know he was talking a lot about creative. He was talking about how he was being creative with his promos on SmackDown and about his opponents. He's a very creative guy. Not to bash too much of creative because they do hard work. But see, here's the thing though. In the same stream, he is telling us not to bash these people, but yet he's kind of indirectly bashing them himself in like a polite, nice way. I don't know if any of y'all like caught on to that.
Like passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, I'm just like, bro, because when it comes to anybody being mad about what happened, he has every right to be pissed. Every right to be pissed. He's being humble right now because Aleister Black, I really believe that the way he's talking, I feel as though that he feels that he can do something eventually in WWE. So he doesn't want to burn the bridge. He don't want to go that Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man kind of bridge burning. CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio bridge burning shit. But I feel as though he thinks that he can probably come back because he it's kind of like he was saying like, I'm trying to be respectful without burning the bridge too much. But he has a right to burn the whole damn building now for the way they treated this man from when his wife got fired. When Selena Vega got fired, they didn't grant him his release, and now they actually try to do something with him, and now they want to release him. That's nutty. That's completely stupid. And it wasn't like they held vignettes. It was like, wait a minute, this ain't gonna work. The man debuted and started a rivalry with Big E, and everybody was like, okay, this is something fresh. Big E versus Aleister Black. We never seen that before. And it could be a good feud, and they were supposed to do something on SmackDown this week. They got fired. Because what is there left to do with Big E and Apollo Crews? I respect Apollo Crews. I love Apollo Crews, and I love everything Apollo Crews has done within the kind of championship and his new gimmick change. And Aleister Black said the same thing in his Twitch. But you got to freshen up this rivalry. The Intercontinental Championship picture is going amongst 4 guys right now. Sammy, Kevin, Apollo, and Big E. And they've been doing that for the past month. To the point where it's like, look, it's so hard. I don't even watch Raw no more. And I haven't reviewed a SmackDown in weeks.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. And because I did listen to Prime for a little bit. I was like, because Man, this shit's stressful. I already got enough stress on my plate instead of dealing with this shit. And once again, I was like, okay, let me just turn to Raw to see what's going on. And I see Cedric and Shelton fighting again for like the 5th time. And which just reminds me more of why y'all take them away from the Hurt Business. It still pisses me off. To this day. But anyway, back to Aleister Black. And I said, it's like when you're about to try to start freshening things up. To start freshening things up and to see how unique this could be. Because that way, you can pull Big E away from the Intercontinental Championship with Aleister Black. And then Aleister can help him get over. This whole Apollo Crews thing would not have started if Apollo Crews ain't had a 30-minute match with Aleister Black on Raw. That's how it started. That's how the whole thing started. And I hope Aleister Black makes Vince choke on it hard. Now Aleister Black is somebody I want to go to AEW. I want him to go to AEW, and I want him to go there and be successful. And I want him to say, "Shove it." I kind of want him to do the Miro thing, but just more aggressive. I don't need the whole best friend video game shit first, and then we get hardcore Miro. I'm just talking about straight up Aleister Black, putting guys to bed with the black mask. Or the fade to black. Very, 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 very unique guy. So, tell me what y'all thought about the Aleister Black release. And, of course, obviously, if y'all seen his that 1-hour Twitch video. Like I said, I don't have the transcripts pulled up verbatim of what he said. But it was a very interesting listen if y'all heard it.
I did not listen to it, but I did see something about he introduced a new theme song on the show.
Yes, that he felt as though was the best he's ever had, and now he won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, but I would want him to go. I want him to go everywhere. I want him to go to AEW, New Japan, some United Kingdom, Indies. I want him to go everywhere, not just AEW, because let's be honest, AEW is not big enough to take everybody that's getting released. But hey, it's like say Miro go there, then Samoa Joe goes there, and then all these other people go there. We already got enough people to where it's like I don't think all these people can go here. So some people got to go somewhere else. So I think not to say I don't want him to AEW, but I can see him just being a traveler. Like when Mox first got released, he was a traveler first, and then he went to AEW. So I can see him going that route. Just going to different indies, just doing dates, just having matches, and then maybe coming to AEW and developing the character.
Well, maybe I probably see him do that, but I just think he has that fit to go with AEW. He has AEW look, character, storyline, and matchability.
I understand it, but I'm saying, like, what is he gonna do? He's not gonna go for the main event because Kenny's in the main event. He's not being Kenny no time soon, or Hangman no time soon. Miro's in mid card, and depending on the people that just got released.
I mean, we could put him almost in any feud, and he can. I mean, just don't put him in one of the factions, but you could put him almost in like any kind of.
You mean to tell me Aleister Black is not going to have a faction? Tamina is not going to have a Dark Order type of faction?
I mean, well, not if you go to AEW. I mean, we like I said, we already got the Dark Order. We don't need that. I mean, I can see him like, why not attack Sting and Darby Allin? It gets Sting off TV.
You're right.
Yeah, they're gonna have Sting on everywhere. So,
yeah, I'm like,
sell tickets. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody was just like, wait a minute, are they getting tag team title shots? I'm like, against the Young Bucks? Sting can't even look at the Young Bucks without getting tired.
I was surprised Eddie Kingston did.
Bruh, I was worried about that man gassing myself. I was like, whoo. Well, you see Moxley was taking most of the heat anyway. But anyway, so Flo, I know you kind of said it earlier, but if you want to elaborate more on the feelings about Aleister Black.
Yeah, again, man, I just feel like they wasted that man's time. Like, y'all should have just released him when he asked, you know, and just let him move on. Like, ooh, excuse me. Like, there was no reason to put him in a feud. A feud we would have liked to see, by the way, because it's Big E, and we all like Big E. Like, why even waste our time? You wasted that man's time. You wasted everybody involved in that program's time. Y'all should have been, if y'all knew y'all was gonna let him go, y'all should have been let him go instead of having him read these grim tale story times to us before he come out and, you know, give us one more Black Mass. Like,
and these are some elaborate stories that he was help writing. He said, you know, to help enhance his character. You know, so you know, it's almost like he, you know, gave a damn.
Right.
So, but I mean, he doesn't end bitter. He does put out on his Twitter saying, "I'm gathering my thoughts as this was a complete left field for me. Obviously, we just started the Dark Father character, but this was it. Thank you so much, WWE Universe, for allowing me to create and give you small bits of myself." Well, then we got Lana. Now, see, Lana, the Riot was on the wall. The whole her and Naomi thing wasn't working, not in my opinion. And I felt as though Naomi don't need to be in no tag team. Naomi just need to be doing Naomi things, you know, by herself.
Y'all know where I want Naomi going.
Exactly.
It looked like the spot just opened.
Then, of course, Lana was just being really bullied and abused all through her time when Rusev just left and went to AEW. Honestly, and you know, I'm gonna say this: Lana was miscast. Lana in the beginning was dope. Lana as Rusev's manager was dope, and I want she was sexy, she was pretty, and she came from the acting world because she used to be an actor before she came to WWE, and she sold that role. Everything about it was perfect. And here's the thing: every woman does not have to be a wrestler. Just because a woman comes to WWE, they're like, oh, well, you know, let's teach her how to do roles. Every woman can't wrestle. And that's okay. There are women that need to be valets, women that need to be managers, women that need to be referees, women need to be ring announcers.
Yeah, in this society, I don't think people would say that. I don't know.
What you say?
I said in this society, I don't think people would say that.
No,
they gotta all have an equal opportunity. They all gotta wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, look, and trust me, I get that because everybody knows if you're coming up on this show, y'all already know how we feel about diversity and things like that. Because I don't want, you know, I want everyone to get equal pay, equal opportunity, just as a man should. I just have a problem when there are some women out there who are. It's like this. Beth Phoenix, I love me some Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix is a great wrestler. But her strength is not commentating. Lita's strength is not commentating. I'm sorry. Lita sucked on when she was on the commentary table.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah,
she was with Jim Ross. So, I mean,
yeah, bro, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Jim Ross and I have a good night for a couple nights now, so. But anyway,
a couple of years now, not nights, years. Talking about.
Well, you probably should heard him on. Well, if you go back and look at Double or Nothing, because you was actually there, you know. But they have so many different opportunities for women there. Like I like the NXT black girl with the fro who does the ring announcer now. She's dope.
Alicia Taylor, yeah.
Yeah. I like the black woman ref that's Leon Ruff's fiance. She a dope ref along with the other girl that's a referee. Then I was like, what happened to the art of having a good manager? You know, I'm not saying you had to be all, pretty and just sit there like Miss Elizabeth, but you had sensational Sherry. You had even Luna for a time. You had Sable. Like, you had women who were really great at what they do. And Lana was excellent. She was excellent at being the manager. She helped get Rusev over. And all them times, like when Lana come out with the belt, or she said crush, or she had the hair up in the bun, and she come out and she just strut across, the stage with her suit on, knowing she looked good to introduce Rusev. That shit was great. It was great. It's the same thing goes for Selena Vega. Selena Vega now actually can wrestle. I think she's a better wrestler than Lana is.
Mm-hmm.
But even with Selena Vega, they gave her no opportunities to actually show. Like, if you was to look at Selena Vega, right, just in the couple matches that she's been in, you will automatically think, damn, she must have been from the Divas era. Because they don't give her enough time to showcase what she can do. Truly. But however, she was a damn good manager for Andrade. And they broke them up. Like, she can still wrestle and still be the manager. Now, Lana wanted to go out and wrestle, and I respect that. If she wanted to go out there and learn to wrestle, stuff like that, that's fine. But we all know, sitting here right now, Lana was not that great of a wrestler. And they tried to put her in a program with Naomi for the championship, and immediately after that second face wrestle she did with the dress on, they said, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. She's not that kind of worker. And they said with the tag team, and it's just like, when y'all look at Lana wrestling, let's be honest here. Does it remind you of the Divas era?
Well, yes.
It's like,
yep.
When you have Charlotte and Rhea and Bianca and Bayley and Sasha, and you got all these women that's out here killing it, and just straight up wrestling, and you see Lana, I'm like, she can't keep up with none of these women. But she damn sure could kept up as that manager role. So the writing on the wall was for Lana. Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Then we go over to
Ruby Riot.
You know what? I was gonna say Ruby Riot. Murphy. So Murphy, which they called the best kept secret. Murphy, I found out that one of his friends decided that his name came from the Nutty Professor, and they said for Eddie Murphy's character, we're going to take Buddy Love and Eddie Murphy, and we're going to combine together to come with Buddy Murphy.
That sounds like something I would come up with.
Yeah, so if he did not like the name at first, and that's when he was teaming with Wesley Blake, and they was doing the Blake and Murphy tag team with Alexa Bliss back in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Wesley Blake obviously was the weaker one of that tag team, and you can tell that Murphy had something in him. So when they decided that he reinvented himself and went to the cruiserweight division, even though he was a solid ass cruiserweight, but he was doing stuff in the cruiserweight division, and he was known as the juggernaut of the cruiserweight division. Then yeah, that's when that best kept secret came in there, and Buddy Murphy showed us something he can do, and he was dope. Then they brought him to the main roster, and then they paired him with Seth Rollins. I thought the pairing with Seth Rollins was dope, and they had that whole little faction of him, Seth Rollins, and AOP, and Austin. Not Austin. What's his name?
Theory.
Austin Theory. Yeah. Okay, Austin Theory. Something happened. He got injured and left. Or no. Oh no.
Sure, that's what happened.
Okay, I'm sorry. Those accusations came up, and he bounced. Then there was just him. It was Seth Murphy and AOP. They had the faction going, and literally, that just dropped because AOP left. So it was just Seth and Murphy doing their thing, and they did.
Wow, where is AOP?
I don't know where AOP is at. Once
I don't know where
again,
they
tag teams. And I haven't seen AOP or heard from AOP or nobody signed AOP in like a year. So I don't know where AOP is at. When it comes to them two and them trying to have the whole storyline with the Mysterios, Murphy actually tried to put on Twitter reasons why him and Aaliyah Mysterio broke up. To try to get a storyline going. They got mad at him, but he is sitting like, "Go, what y'all want me to do? Y'all have nothing for me. All I want to," he says, very frustrating when all you want to do is wrestle. And I agree with him. And he got so much talent. Like he looked like somebody that either go to Impact or try to find a spot in AEW because he is too good to pass up. How'd you feel about Murphy, Brian?
I mean, like I said, the best kept secret. I mean, first of all, this man had an outstanding match with Roman Reigns. I don't know how Vince didn't see that and was like, "Yeah, we got to keep him." With Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan back-to-back weeks, and Vince said, "Nah," like because he was like in the main event for those 2 weeks, and then he got demoted, and like we barely heard from him ever again until the Aaliyah Mysterio storyline.
Yeah. And then, of course, it come in, and then then after that, he's been going for a couple months, and I was like, and y'all cut him, and it's sad because I'm like, once again, like Prime was saying, we're not even using all the roster that we have. I mean, even though we ain't got no tag teams, but we not even using the roster. How about you, Q, for the news about Murphy?
It was kind of like, I mean, you know, because he's been missing for a while, so I didn't know what was going on. But again, like that's another talent wasted. Like, and I feel like with Murphy, it's almost as bad as the Jesus Christ, what's my guy? Oh God, what's my man? Red Arrow.
Pat.
What Neville? God, like his about his WWE name, but it's almost as bad as that. Like, dude was running the cruiserweight division, and then like they fucked it up by giving him Enzo, and then got rid of him. Like that was stupid, and I feel like we're reliving this again. Like y'all had a good, you know, strong looking cruiserweight, and y'all just let it go by the wayside. But don't worry, we got Reginald to fix that. Like, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. And then, you know, well, at least you know, we got Jesus, I am forgetting names tonight. My bad, y'all. I'm fresh off work, so forgive me.
That's cool.
What's my guy? He keeps beating up Shelton Benjamin.
Cedric Alexander?
Cedric, yeah. At least we got him still. You know, he's winning matches, but Lord, like, what's, you know, I'm just worried about what's gonna, like, what else is gonna happen? Like, who's left? You know, WWE talking about who attacked Rey Mysterio. I'm like, well, it's like 5 people left in the company. I'm sure we can figure it out. Like, y'all just keep wasting talent and wasting time. Like, and you know, I feel kind of bad for Murphy because it was like, dude lost his tag team. He had a good thing going with Seth Rollins till they tried to recreate the "Who's Your Father" story, and that fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing, man. I really don't understand what they're doing. I'm still seething mad about the Samoa Joe thing, especially because now the dude quit. Y'all fucking fire Samoa Joe for this weak piece of shit of an announcer, just for him to not even last a whole season of wrestling.
I don't even know if he lasted a month.
For real, like, what was the purpose of getting? Joe was fine where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this MMA dude is doing, but yeah.
I mean, I heard he's doing all right, but like I said, I haven't really like sat down and watched Raw. I'm only doing it for like the go home shows and stuff, so I can catch up with the pay-per-view. But other than that,
okay,
I haven't been to sit down and watch a 3-hour Raw. There's so much ways I can spend my 3 hours. They're watching the worst wrestling show every single Monday. All right, let's get to Ruby Riot. So here's the thing, y'all know me. I'm a huge fan of Ruby Riot. That's my boo right there. I've been watching Ruby Riot when she was in the Indies. She came over. She had that like this little tear in her shoulder she never knew about. It kind of got progressively worse, but the girl was still working. And she has that punk rock look to her, but she has a very, very unique look. And she's a very good wrestler, like very skilled. She can sell. She can she can just dish it all out. And I loved everything about Ruby Riot. So they put Ruby on SmackDown, and the whole Riot Squad. First of all, Liv Morgan, as of right now, don't know about what's going to happen between now and a couple other days. Still got a job. Okay? And the Riot Squad, all that stuff that Ruby Riot is that she started, is basically all wasted now. And they've been putting her in there with Tamina. Tamina, of all people, to get squashed at.
Wait a minute. Tamina still got a job for what?
Tamina is a champion now.
She's a champion.
Oof.
And
this is the product y'all want me to watch every week.
Look.
Oh, don't worry. They're bringing in Eva fucking Marie.
And that's when my problem. Y'all got rid of Ruby Riot, who is one of the most skilled wrestlers on the roster, and still got ways. She ain't getting old. I mean, she was injury prone, but it was a skilled wrestler got a roster. To get rid of her to make room for Eva fucking Marie, that y'all give. I don't give a damn that y'all got this woman every single Monday doing headlocks in an empty ring. That don't do shit for me, okay, at all. We got Mandy Rose. Don't need to come back. Don't miss you. Don't want you. Never had needed you. And they gonna bring her back, even fucking free for this, to take rid of Ruby Riot and all the other women that we got on this roster. For what? We're going backwards. We're going backwards, and that pissed me off. Santana Garrett, I know you may not know too much about her, but she's a decent wrestler. That just never got a shot. Santana Garrett just never got a shot. They put her in a couple Royal Rumbles, they put her in some NXT stuff, but she never got a shot. And me personally, if I'm Triple H, Triple H is gonna be humble in front of the camera. But when them shits go off, I'm pissed. These are my babies. These are my wrestlers that I have literally helped grow up and help them out and to show them how our world is. It's a lot different from indie wrestling. He taught them all this stuff, and he got to see them go to the main roster, see his father-in-law literally cut the heads off them off, and then go and release them like that. I'm like, Ruby Riot is too talented for this shit.
Yep.
Too talented. If they had said Liv Morgan, I'd have been like, because I like Liv Morgan also. But I'm like, okay. But, Ruby can do something on her own. Like, I need to get Ruby back into the fray of things. And I was just like,
yep.
When I was watching Smackdown, was a couple weeks ago, it was Ruby Riot versus Tamina. And the way Ruby Riot was making Tamina look actually credible. Incredible. I was just like, yo, Tamina does not deserve your work.
That's
she was RVD selling in there.
Yeah, but that's like WrestleMania. Remember when WrestleMania where they both Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot came in, they had like the best parts of the whole women thing. The whole women's match. Yeah.
They had the best parts, the best costumes, and which, by the way, all the WWE stuff on Peacock still sucks. But anyway, I'm just talking about how the app and stuff works. And they just made her look like a joke. Because even if you don't know wrestling, the way they finished off Ruby Riot in that matchup was a joke. And I was just like, oh my God, there's like literally no respect for this woman at all, of how she can work, and the things that she can truly do. You all have no respect for her. And that bothers me, but yet we get ready for the evolution or evolution or even don't give a fuck about it. And I see her come on my screen to do I guarantee you she's going to do the same shit she did when she was here.
Probably.
The same, ain't no probably. It's going to be the same shit that she going to do when when she was here. It's going to be stupid. And I won't be saying here, Eva fucking Marie, all throughout the night, pissed the fuck off. And I'm like, but y'all got rid of Ruby Riot. Now, Ruby Riot is probably going to, I see her going to Impact.
I can see her going to Impact.
Because Impact does have a nice knockouts division. I see her going to Impact. I mean, because don't get me wrong. Like I said, everybody wants to scream AEW. AEW's women's division sucks. It's getting better. But out of all the good things they do, one of the bad things is their women's division still does not get enough love and credit for anything. Like, other than Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, there's really nothing going on in AEW's women's division, and then the women will just come on and disappear for long periods of time. Like, where the hell is Nyla Rose?
Do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
She has not been used, but this is her month. Not to be funny, but they definitely gonna push her this month. I seen Dynamite.
Wow.
They definitely about to
run that back. You blink. Yo, you cut out. Run that back.
They're gonna be pushing Nyla Rose heavy this month. I'm gonna just say that.
Look, for those who don't understand, because I have no problem saying it, June is Pride Month. June is Pride Month, where we celebrate the LGBTQ community, and of course she is part of that community. So yes, I can definitely see them. You know, Cody pushing her.
Already did.
Yeah, and I see that happening, and it's probably going to happen. So
already is in motion.
It's already in motion. Okay, so
yes, it is already.
Okay, so yeah, so that's probably what's gonna happen. But once again, that's still too few and far between. You know, like, and once again, you don't have to use the same people every week, because that's what happens with WWE, and you get exhausted. Like, you know what? There was a time when Charlotte versus Asuka was an attraction to me. Now I don't want to see it
when
again.
When they did it the first time, and then after that.
Yeah, but now they have done that for like 3 out of 5 of the past Raws. Charlotte and Asuka is getting almost like Randy and John Cena, where it got so bad.
No random push, by the way.
Say what?
I said, yeah, and Nikki Cross is somehow getting a random push.
Because where has she been at? Because her friend Alexa Bliss took her out, and she was like, all right, well, fuck it, and that's it. And I'm like, and on top of that, where's the Alexa Bliss thing going? Where's it going?
They trash can. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors. They were saying like Sasha might go over there and for some reason partner with her. I don't get it. Don't ask. Oh, and then also they were making this. And then like I guess they're about to start her and Shayna Baszler after the distraction and causing Shayna Baszler to lose to Reginald, who still isn't wrestling men. Why is he wrestling women?
I don't know, but I like it for his gimmick, because he's a scary-ish character, so I can understand.
I guess so. I'm just glad he's.
They just want to see him do all this flip shit.
I was about to say that was a nice little moonsault he did off that turnbuckle. Though I'm not gonna lie, he got air. The dude got talent. I just don't know why he's not. You know, but I get it. I guess I don't know. But that was a nice ass moonsault he did. I'm not even going. I will give him that. Yeah, that brother had air, like Evan Bourne air. Like
we don't
mention him for real.
We don't.
Oh, my fault. Evan,
this man made his debut and botched his first move, which is his finisher, and almost killed himself.
Yep.
Come on, man.
You not forgiving that one right now, not at all.
but yeah. So like yeah, man. But yeah, and then what was the other? I think those were the only two rumors, because she was talking about Lily likes red, and I doubt it's going to be Eva Marie.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that she even came back that quick. Cause Alexa was all okay. Sorry to be on. Did y'all hear about that?
Because Larry.
Yes, her pig.
Yeah.
Did you see what she wrote though?
No, I missed it.
No, what she write?
She was like, the doctors didn't want to tend to you.
Oh yeah. The doctors, nobody wanted to give the pig a chance. No, I felt her on that one.
But I'm saying, but at the end, she said, "Your life mattered." And I was like, shady right now.
She didn't have to. Yeah, she didn't have to hit the "your life mattered" part too. But I did feel for, as a pet owner, I did feel for her because I would want somebody to take care of my pet too. And you gotta remember, like I'm really about to deep dive into the pig, but I felt for her on that one though. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna do this whole deep dive. But so yeah, I'm with you on that one, Prime. I am surprised she came back that quick, but that is that's why she had to leave. Like, my thing is, so she said she didn't want to leave him. She had to leave him. And then she was like, all right, I'm leaving him to go to Raw. You know what she did on Raw? That week? Nothing. Fireworks came up and they was like, oh, that's Alexa. And that was it. She wasn't even on the show. Physically. But did she know she wasn't going to be doing that much?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, she didn't do anything on the show, and I know she was upset because she was like, I sacrificed leaving my pig, leaving my animal.
Yeah, she could have been home.
And I could have been home. I didn't do anything. That's why she was more upset.
Which is fine. Yeah. Like, I would be too. Like, if something happened to Dusty, and hey Q, we need you to come to SmackDown. Like, all right, well, crap, all right. I'm gonna leave Dusty. He gonna be cool. I go to SmackDown, y'all don't use me, and my dog die on me. Like, I'm gonna be pissed too.
Yeah, and like I said,
I'm saying, like, as a pet owner, I feel for her. So
yeah, Vince don't give a fuck about any of that shit, which is unfortunate, but he don't. And because you'll say he can't relate to all that. Maybe he can, maybe he can't, but most likely if he say he can't, he's lying. So, yeah, I can understand her, being upset. Then, first of all, I'm also upset because this story I started out with The Fiend. Where the fuck is The Fiend? You don't even know where Bray Wyatt is.
Burnt and buried.
JoJo not pregnant again, is she?
I mean, she shouldn't. She just had one like 2 months ago, right? 6 months ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
I mean, if she was, I would say great.
Just go ask Chubbs.
So, guys, those are all the releases that we got on Wednesday, and there is rumor that there's gonna be more names, which makes me scared. But it's like I keep hearing Keith Lee's name around, which means if that's the case, they probably get rid of my girl Mia Yim also, which bothers me. And like I was telling Prime on before we start recording, that it ain't. Do I know if they release Keith Lee, we have multiple opportunities? Because why wouldn't you want to sign Keith Lee? You just want another level of dumb if you just don't want to sign Keith Lee. But it's just that I understand we say our stuff about WWE all the time, but the thing is, I want to see that man succeed at that highest level. I want to see him at a WrestleMania. I want to see him at a Money in the Bank. I want to see him go up against Roman. I want to see him go up against Brock. I want to see him go up against the best that they have to offer, to show that he had a full out career. Because the way that he had at NXT, he was on top, and so much pushed him hard as a double champion. Vince got one glance at him like, oh, they like that Survivor Series pop. Let's bring him up here. They like that Royal Rumble pop. Let's bring him up here, and he completely destroys him. So much had to be looking at that screen like, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? Then you got taken off for COVID. The last match he had was against Drew McIntyre, and next thing you know, nobody has seen or heard little from Keith Lee.
Right.
And it's like, okay, if he gets released, it's like, okay, but no, I wanted more from him, you know, especially while he was here. And Vince just fucked the whole thing up. And same goes for me and him. I've been a Jade fan ever since the Dollhouse back in TNA. Been a fan of hers. I wanted to see her wrestle live at House of Hardcore. Very beautiful woman. And she very down to earth and everything like that. And I'm like, and she needs an opportunity. All the women you got there on Raw or she on SmackDown now, and then like y'all got just sitting in the back not doing nothing. And first of all, how I was just sitting there thinking while I was talking about me and him, Prime, how the hell does Chelsea Green still got a job?
She don't.
Oh, she don't. Okay, she was that's right. I was sitting there thinking like, did she get released or not? No, she did get released. You right. You absolutely right.
Why you coming at Chelsea Green?
Because I was like, she ain't get no chances neither. But I was like, but you know, these women sitting in the back, and it's going to scare me. So, do you think there's rumors going around since with all of them doing all this kind of selling and trimming the fat? Do you think Vince is going to finally sell the company?
You know how I'm just saying. You know how funny it would be if Tony Khan was to buy WWE. That's all I'm saying.
Yo,
you know how funny that would be.
That'd be funny because guess what? He got the money.
Yeah,
they own the Jaguars. They got the money.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be, oh my God, if AEW it's like 2001, it's like 20 years later, Vince sells to the highest bidder, and it happens to be Tony Khan. That would just shake the wrestling world.
Real quick, did y'all see the promo that Tony Khan cut on WWE?
No. So what did he say?
So, there was rumors of New Japan and WWE working together.
Oh yeah, I heard about the rumors.
And Tony Khan was like, "Oh really, Nick Khan? That's what you did? You've been working with New Japan for 2 months? Well, look, I've been working with them for 2 weeks, and I had the Intercontinental Champion and all these other superstars on there. So tell me, how much work have you done? I'm the Forbidden Door. I'm the real Nick. I'm the real Khan of wrestling, not you. Hey, you kind of just cut the promo like that. You know, I was like, okay, you got a new promo.
Okay, Tony Khan, I like that. Look, if WWE ain't care,
Tony Khan, real quick, Tony Khan should definitely not be an on-screen talent though. Like, please keep him off screen on TV. That was a backstage promo, like on Instagram. So, like, I don't want to see him on TV. Not ever again.
Some people just don't have the on-screen personality, and that's fine. But like I said, I don't know if they're gonna try to go to Amazon or where the case may be to try to buy this. I don't think Disney's gonna even touch this.
What you gonna have first dibs though?
Who?
Saudi.
Oh no.
That's legit a part of their contract.
If they was to sell, they got the first dibs.
Yeah.
Oh. I just don't know how that will. I don't know how that will turn out. You know, if Vince McMahon is to sell WWE, and it don't mean everything is good. First of all, Vince McMahon is not gonna 100% just sell WWE. He ain't gonna be around for it. I guarantee that it's not part of the deal.
Well, depending on how much the highest bidder is.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's gonna have a contract, and he's gonna be like, you know, I need to oversee something, because Vince is not gonna just let it just, you know, be sold. That's the end of it. But we gotta see what's happening. We recorded this part a little early, so if there are more releases this weekend, we will let you know. So,
just real quick,
yeah.
I got some questions. I want Q to answer. All right.
Okay. Cool.
Q, how do you feel about Mark Henry going to AEW and not being floated to the ring by his casket by Vince?
You said, wait, what you say? You got a little breeze in your background.
How do you feel about Mark Henry going to AEW? And then how do you feel about Vince not being able to float him in his casket down to the ring when he dies?
You know, honestly, I still feel like AEW looking like the WWE retirement home. But at this point, at this point, Vince don't deserve these people, man. Almost went Urban Youth. Vince don't deserve these folk, man. Like, so I don't. You know what? Go ahead. Like, do what you gotta do, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, I don't know exactly what you're gonna do, but do what you gotta do.
I think the name they just get people for their name to help like people that's switching channels basically.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. I really don't see what like whatever. I don't know what he's gonna do. We just gotta see.
I think he's just like a coach, like a scout.
Okay.